Ashish, thank you for joining Motor India's coverage here at ACMA Automechanika 2026. What role would you think the aftermarket plays in your global growth strategy? If you can start with that, and what are the message and communication that you are giving out to the clients and visitors at your booth?
So Rajesh, thank you for having me for this interview. I think what we're looking at the global aftermarket is basically, as you know, Mansons has always been more focused on the export aftermarket, right? We've grown from, I would say, 60 countries, and we now do almost 100 countries worldwide. And so I would say the global aftermarket plays a very key role in our strategy, and we continue to grow on those numbers year on year as such. That's the plan we have for the coming years. We've got a clear strategy mark for the next 5 years now. I think we had a big meeting with Gautam at the helm, and we charted out the plans for the next 5 years. And I believe that Mansons would become much more prominent in the global aftermarket, not only increasing the number of countries, increasing the number of customers, and also the product categories that we deal in as such.
Taking a cue from that product categories, if you'd want to tell us what are you showcasing here, I can see the bear behind, which also signifies more durability, strength and power, especially in the load cushion segment. If you can elaborate.
I think if you look at the product profile we have displayed this time, there's a lot more and a lot new products that we've launched. So for example, we've gone into, we were always a strong player on the rubber side. We've gone into the polyurethane side as well. Okay, aluminium has taken a big precedence because with a lot of focus coming on the lightweighting of the components and the vehicles, I think the aluminium part is becoming more and more stronger. Our load cushion series has gone through a lot of evolution in the last few years, right? So what we were doing a few years ago, we've taken a lot of inputs from a lot of customers across the world, and we've just evolved the load cushions and various other components as well to meet the stringent demands of the market as such.
Varies depending on the products. How are the customers' expectation changing across the aftermarket portfolio as per different geographies, and how are you addressing that?
I would say the customer has become more focused with respect to quality. Quality was, I would say, let's say 10 years ago or 15 years ago, you could say that certain regions of the world would probably not be so careful about the quality. But I think over a period of time, every customer wants quality. It's a granted thing as such. The customer believes that he'll get the best of the quality, but now wants the quality at the best price as well. So while it was, I would say, 10 years ago, I would say Europe and North America were more quality focused, you find the same focus in quality even in African countries or the smaller Asian countries as well. So I think there's been a big change in the customer mindset over the last few years as such.
With this customer demand changing and the evolution of customers' expectation, how is your global aftermarket strategy being positioned? Because it's not just India focus for aftermarket, but global strategy that has evolved. How are you catering to that with respect to quality, distribution, pricing, and meeting the right demand of the customers?
I think quality has always been a focus for Mansons. Irrespective of whether we could meet a price or not, the quality was always the first focus. We've never compromised on quality. I see a lot of players in the market where they would have a quality level 1, a quality level 2. That doesn't work with us. We would give the same component to the OEM, to the aftermarket or the OES segment as well, and nothing changed for us. So the quality remains at the front end. Pricing could be varying as such. There are certain markets where you will not be able to compete, but we've not compromised on the quality just with the intent of meeting a price target with the customers. So that's how it is.
And lastly, if you would want to sum up and tell us what is your expectations from ACMA Automechanika 2026 is with respect to, of course, the aftermarket, both domestic as well as exports?
I think we've seen and we've been a big participant on most of the shows with ACMA, okay? And Automechanika gives us a ground to go across the world. We were doing fewer shows in the last few years. Number of shows we are doing this year is maximum, right? We've gone all across the globe. We've not only doing it in Istanbul in Turkey, we've always done the Frankfurt for the last 22 consecutive times as well, but we are going across into Asian markets. So this year we're going to be doing the KL show, we're going to do the Jakarta show, we're going to do the Riyadh show as well. So I would say ACMA and Automechanika gives us a nice platform to showcase the product across the world as well.
And anything specific related to some product segment that you'd want to highlight? As we spoke about load cushion, are there any other focus area in aftermarket that you are focusing on?
I think if you look at the product display, you'll see that as compared to the last show that we did, we are now growing pretty strong on the polyurethane side. The aluminum side, like I said, is also becoming more and more stronger. We are more focusing now on the manufacturing part of it rather than just the distribution part of it. So there's a lot of components that are getting manufactured in-house. We're expanding the capacities, growing the locations of the manufacturing plants as well. So I think overall, I would say the manufacturing takes precedence, and we are confident that that will help us not only on the OEM and the tier 1 growth, but also on the aftermarket growth as well.
Perfect, Ashish. Thank you so much for your time. Wonderful speaking to you.
Thanks, Ajit. Thank you.